What's up, Ragin Nation? How's it going? This is Alex Yu, and you're watching The Road to TF5. This is just Webster's. We're talking about Transformers 5. This is episode number 19, and you guys already know that the production for Transformers 5 and more future Transformers films is moving forward. The ball is rolling, and everything is set in motion, and even though we are in the early stages of development, we are still getting a lot of developments in this production, or rather in these productions, mainly because, well, we're in the middle of 2015 right now, and the next Transformers film is supposed to come out in 2017. So not too far off, alright? So essentially we have exactly 2 years before Transformers 5 comes out. But anyways, a lot of stuff is happening, especially in the writers department. Now, if you don't already know, and if you haven't been following my updates, what has been going on is that Academy awarded screenwriter Akiva Goldsman has been putting together a writer's room. Now, if you don't know what that is, it's essentially a room of writers where they are there to create the Transformers cinematic universe. It's kind of like the Marvel cinematic universe, but for the Transformers mythos, or the lore, the Transformers lore. Now, you guys already know that Transformers is vast. The universe is vast. It isn't just limited to G1. There's the comics, there's the other animated series, and there's just a lot going on. And even in the video games, right? So there's a lot of source material to draw from, and because of that, the writers, Paramount Pictures and Hasbro, they want to put together the Transformers cinematic universe, because if they see all the other studios are doing it, they might as well do it as well, right? So anyways, in my previous update, I mentioned, or rather I talked about the announcement of these writers that are included in this writer's room, okay? So I'm just going to recap that for you guys. So, in this list of writers in the writer's room, we have Robert Kirkman, who's the writer and creator of The Walking Dead. We also have Art Markham and Matt Holloway, a writing team, like a partnership, who worked on Punisher Warzone. And we also have Zach Penn, who worked on The Incredible Hulk, and also Jeff Pinkner, who worked on The Amazing Spider-Man 2. Now, this is just one of their credits. They actually have a list of credits that they worked on, but essentially, Paramount and Hasbro are looking for writers who have experience with comic book films, and these are all comic books, or rather these are all from comic book source material. All right, The Walking Dead is based off a comic, all right, and it's a very well-known and very popular comic book series, so, or rather a TV series. So, they want a very solid team of writers, and what they have here, I personally believe, is a very solid team. Now, in this update, I'm going to talk about some new additions to the writers team, all right? So that would be Andrew Barrer, as well as Gabriel Ferrari. Now, if those names sound familiar, they're the writing team behind Ant-Man before Edgar Wright walked off the production. All right. Originally, Edgar Wright and these two writers, Andrew Barrer and Gabriel Ferrari, were supposed to work on this movie, but then the Marvel Studios felt that this isn't the direction that they want to go with, and because of that, Edgar Wright wasn't happy about that, so then he walked off, and then he took the writers along with him. So now, Paramount Pictures, even though they don't get to see the original Ant-Man story, or rather the movie that Edgar Wright and the writers put together, at least they are still taking note of their work. Somehow they were impressed by Andrew Barr and Gabriel Ferrari's work, and because of that, they want them on board with their, for their Transformers cinematic universe. All right, so now they're included in the writers' room, and once again, we're getting more writers who have experience with comic book movies. Now, what's very significant about this writing team, all right, is that they have been tapped to work on a prequel, a Transformers prequel movie called Transformers 1. Okay, that could be the working title for this film, but for the time being, it's called Transformers 1. I actually kind of like that name. I hope they keep it. I actually do like it. But yeah, Transformers 1 is who Andrew Barrer and Gabriel Ferrari is what... Sorry. Transformers 1 is actually what Gabriel Ferrari and Andrew Barrer are tapped to work on. Now, what's very interesting is that there's a possibility that Transformers 1 could be an animated feature. All right. So if it's an animated feature, I'm thinking, is it gonna be kind of like how Star Wars, or rather Lucasfilm, put out Star Wars: The Clone Wars? If you didn't know this, Lucasfilm put out The Clone Wars. It's a feature-length film that was released theatrically. It didn't do very well at the box office, mainly because, well, it really felt very disconnected from, you know, the Star Wars films. All right, so I think it only made like 30 million, and then of course it spawned the Emmy award-winning Clone Wars TV series. But anyways, so I don't know if it's gonna be released directly to a home video release or if it's gonna be a theatrical release. But I at least know that there's the possibility that it's gonna be an animated feature film. All right, feature-length film. Okay, now that's just the possibility. Okay, the other possibility is that it could be a live-action film. Transformers 1 could be a live-action film. But I'm thinking, wait a minute. If it's going to be set in Cybertron, then there's really no need for humans. If there's no need for humans, that means that it's not going to be taking place on Earth, and if it's not taking place on Earth, there's no real need to film on location. They could do it all completely with CG, which means it's essentially an animated feature-length film. All right? So why not just say that it's an animated feature-length film? All right? So, but we are going to be getting Transformers 1. We are going to be getting that prequel. I know a lot of fans have been wanting a Cybertron prequel. All right? And if they're making a Cybertron prequel and they're going to be calling it Transformers 1, then I think that they could draw a lot of inspiration from the War for Cybertron and Fall of Cybertron, because those video games were superb. They were extraordinary, and they really made developed a great, like a really great video game from just being on Cybertron, a video game that only takes place on Cybertron. And what's really great about it is that we get to see the characters that we really love from G1 and how they all came about. All right, so you know, I'm not sure if War for Cybertron and Fall of Cybertron is, like, you know, complete canon to the Transformers mythos, or if it just feels like some kind of thing they just put together. But I do like the concept. So I mean, if I love the concept of the video games, if they're going to make a feature-length Cybertron prequel, if they got a good team of writers on board for that, that could be a really great thing. So, Transformers 1, I have no idea when it's going to come out, but I think that, I think that it's not going to be the film that's coming out in 2017. That's going to be Transformers 5. Okay, not Transformers 1, but Transformers 5, whatever that may be called. Okay, so this is really exciting. Okay, now I'm not sure what the other writers are going to work on, but at least the writing team, Andrew Barrer and Gabriel Ferrari, they are going to be working on Transformers 1. That is solid. Okay, so there you have it. What do you guys think about this? I think that this is what the fans have been waiting for, and if done right, and if the characters that we've always loved are in this Transformers 1 prequel, then I think that we're gonna get a Transformers film that we've been waiting for. All right, I really thought that the first Transformers film, you know, the one with the Allspark and the Cube, you know, I thought that that film was actually quite amazing. I really enjoyed it. Sure, it has its, you know, flaws, and everybody knows that, but for the most part, it is the best of the series. And, you know, it made me feel a certain way. All right, it made me feel like a kid. It made me feel very excited, and I was just in awe because I didn't know what to expect. Having a Transformers prequel that is set on Cybertron, I think I'm going to get that feeling again, especially when they bring back those characters we love, and they bring back the original concepts that that exist on Cybertron. All right, such as, you know, the war for Cybertron, and such as the, you know, the creation of the Transformers, and also the story about the creators, or rather the Quintessons. All right, so there's so much lore that they can draw from, and they can put it all in this film and make it a great film, especially because of the fact that, well, a lot of the fans don't want to see humans. They want to see a film that's completely centered on Transformers. Well, I think that we're going to be getting that with Transformers 1. So there you have it. That's all I got to say in this video. Why don't you guys express your excitement and enthusiasm in the comment section below. And as always, if you enjoyed this video, hit the like button, subscribe to the YouTube channel, like me on Facebook, The Ragin Nation. Also follow me on Twitter at Ragin Nation. My name is Alex Yu. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Peace. And you know what? Zach Penn, writer of The Incredible Hulk, I think that we do have someone who